Hey, what's up guys? Today we are going to talk about fungus. I'm getting a ton of emails with pictures asking what is this in my lawn and what can I do about it. So let's jump in. We're going to talk about summer fungal issues, yay, and what you can do about them. Okay, so first off, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, share this if you want to. There's probably other people suffering from the same ailment you are, and you might want to give them some good information and look a little smarter than the rest. Now, there's a lot of information. I'm going to put a link down below that you can go to and take a look at some of the best practices, best management practices on how to handle this, how to reduce your chances of getting a summertime fungus. So you can go down, click the link below down there, and it'll take you to give you a little more education on this further than what I'm going to talk about in this video. So let's start with the basics first. Fungus exists in the lawn, it exists in the soil profile, and conditions have to be right in order for it to take hold and cause damage to the lawn. Like so many other things. I have allergies. Right now, my allergies are bad because there's pollen in the air. There's not always pollen in the air. The conditions are right for me to have allergies, and that is how I feel. So here's kind of what happens. Now, when the soil temperatures start to warm up and you get into this sort of 60-degree time in the soil, that's when you sort of start to incubate this fungus issue. Now, it won't always take hold, and when I say the conditions have to be right, you have to have very warm temperatures consistently, not really cooling off at night. You have to have wet grass that just will not dry out. That's another major one. Poor drainage, that's another major one. Imbalanced pH, another major one. So all of these things can add up, and then you turn up having some fungal issues. So for the most part, what's out there right now, brown patch, summer patch, you always, or almost always, see this in transition zone areas. That is kind of the main area. You get it a lot on the fescue, but it can infect any grass, anywhere, if the conditions are right. So currently here in Utah, we've had kind of a bit of some crazy weather. It has been stormy. It has been actually very wet. We've received over an inch of rain in the last 24 hours. It has been just a little different. Now, could that spark off fungus? Yeah, probably not. I'm still getting more than enough time for the leaf blades to dry, for the thatch layer to dry out, and it's not really a problem. Some of these other areas in the Carolinas, in Georgia, all across through to Oklahoma, you may be seeing this. All the way up into the Midwest, I'm getting emails from people out of there, Pacific Northwest, places like that, where it's been consistently wet, consistently warm, and the grass just has not been allowed to dry out. So what can you do about it? Okay, so here's the first thing. If you are used to seeing this in your lawn, then you should be way ahead of the curve on treating this preemptively. Fungicides work extremely well preemptively, and if you start applying, depending on your area, when temperatures get above that 60-degree mark in the soil, you can go ahead and put out your first applications of fungicide. Now, for the most part, people are going to be using what I see a lot of is Disease X. Now, Disease X is just azoxystrobin. It's a regular dose of azoxystrobin. You can buy it as that label product, or you could just buy Azoxy on its own. Totally up to you. Another very common one that people are using is propiconazole. Now, these have different names out there in the marketplace. Heritage for azoxystrobin, Banner Max for propiconazole. You can find those out there and just follow the label. Now, most commonly for you homeowners, you're going to be putting this out through a backpack sprayer. That's fine. You can treat just the infected area. That's what I would recommend, and a little bit of outside of it. And then if you start to see it kind of come up in other places, kind of spritz that out as well. You don't really want to be wasteful, and you don't need to spray the entire lawn. However, that is up to you, and if you want to do that, go for it. However, treating the areas that are having the problem is usually the best option. So what about recovery? Here's the thing. For cool season grass, you're really not going to get much recovery until temperatures come back down. We're at a time where the grass really slows down. For you warm season guys, a lot of you might not even see any of these fungus issues until the fall. I know in Florida, it seems like everything sort of comes up right around that October, November time. That's just seems to be the pattern pretty regular. And again, making sure you get your applications out ahead of time so that they can keep this fungus from really incubating and then showing its ugly head later is very important. So here's just a couple of common cultural practices that you can take a look at just to help sort of mitigate some of this and try to keep it from happening in the future. First, make sure you have good drainage. Very important. If water's standing, you're going to have issues. Second, make sure that your mower blades are sharp. That is very important. Torn grass blades are just a wonderful opportunity for pathogens to get inside the leaf blade. 3, water properly. Water deeply And make sure that you have enough time for the grass to dry out and to utilize the waters there. Don't just keep flooding it. That's also a problem. Number 4, don't over-fertilize. Can't stress that enough. Don't over-fertilize. Fertilize at the right time of the year. Fertilize the right amount. Fertilize into what the grass really needs, and don't overdo it. Most of the time, problems come from overdoing something. Okay, so last thing. Just know it's okay. This kind of stuff happens. You're not alone in the universe, and there is an easy fix. Just follow along, do label applications, take a look at the link below, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and get out there and have a great time in your lawn, even when these little road bumps come up. All right? Hang in there. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Be safe, have a good one, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. See ya.